Hey guys, Jay here. Probably this is going to be the last update on the, I call it Rick Stomper. So it is basically Rick and Stomping Ground, and it has been a very good setup for leveling. And sadly, when it comes to like closer to endgame, it kind of fall off. So this is a boss fight in my progression in Act 3 Cruel. So as you can see here, the character is relatively tanky. The damage, however, is kind of questionable. To be fair, right? I'm not sure if this amount of damage is like good enough or not. I don't have any comparison between other builds, so I don't really know. I feel like everybody is kind of suffering this patch, and everyone is not doing a lot of damage basically. So maybe this is normal, but compared to what I have experienced before, this damage, just compared to itself in previous stage, it doesn't feel good at all. So I tried, right? I tried to do different setup, and later, a little bit later, when I actually finish with this boss, I will show you my gold, and you will see that the skill tree is eating up all of my gold. I try to do different setup on the skill tree. I try to go more for bleed. I try to go more for attack, more for general increased damage, more for attack speed. All of them I tried out. So none of them seems to actually matter. The result is kind of the same in the end. We kind of are struggling in boss damage in this current state, right? So I do have a pretty damn good spear, by the way. If you look at this spear, it is pretty good, I would say. Basically only 3 rolls, but they are like 3 at the best run. The tier is not the highest, but still very nice, right? It's not enough to carry me. I think right now the other gears are kind of dog shit, right? I still have this helmet I used from like the start of the game, and just a bunch of random rare gears that don't even have that many stat, as you can see here. Dog shit, dog shit, some life, and then dog shit, some life. This is one is actually okay. Then this is just a normal body armor, right? So the gear is not that great. There is no investment yet. However, this is kind of like a realistic character for the average player for the first character. So I don't think you can have much better than this kind of gear. Sure, if you want to, you can just upgrade your other gears, but they are in general just giving you a little bit more defense. It is not going to give you a lot of damage. Damage mostly coming from the weapon for this kind of build, and so yeah, it is very rough. I have triple resistant and 5% regen on the armor here. It works out very well for campaign. I think it is quite insane, and maybe you can have like 20% strength, very good, and maybe 15% life. I tried. By the way, I even tried like the temper weapon, the manifest weapon, and the fire spell on hit. Try and see how it works. This thing is a pure. I do have a video specifically, like talk about this one. Pretty much, you can only use it for some utility. For example, you can use it for exposure, for applying some debuff to the enemy. The good thing about the manifest weapon is it actually is an immortal companion. The downside, first of all, you don't have another companion unless you take this, which is very far away. I know, actually not that, but this one, which is relatively far away, and then you also have 30% less defense. So yeah, very questionable. This one, this is just a huge meme. Huge meme. The number on it, I will say the number on it actually does not look that bad, right? This is level 14, so in the end it should be like 600%. So maybe it's still like kind of good, but the mechanic of the temper weapon is absolute dog shit, so there's no real reason for anyone to take this. And fire spell on hit, to be fair, I think the only good use of it for this fire spell on hit is either to cast flame wall, solar orb, and flammability for like utility stuff and curses, or I saw people use this on the detonate dead, which is just extra damage for clearing, but it does not solve the main thing that I want to solve here, which is single target. So, uh, kind of rough, kind of rough. So I think in the end, maybe we will just take Cold Stalker and Forge and Flame, and then have 4 cool nodes over here. I think regen is very good. I think and when we take this, fire resistant is still very, very good. Maybe we can take life, increase strength, or we can just use any other utility stuff over here, or physical damage. If we don't care about that much strength, we can take the physical damage from hits taken as fire. So this is going to be pretty strong of an armor. You can put it on a normal corrupted armor on a very nice base with like 3 rune socket or maybe 2 rune socket and the nice corruption or something. We can have a bunch of nice thing with this node. So eventually I think this is probably the go-to choice. And then we take the resistances. So this is the current skill tree. If you look at my gold over here, I just farmed back up, but I at some point have less than 1000 gold because I tried to basically respec and tried out a bunch of different setup. None seems to work, by the way. Bleed scaling doesn't is what you are seeing, and I tried the Crimson Assault. It does have a little bit before I use Blood Hunt, but when I actually use Blood Hunt just seems to synergize with longer bleed much better because it based on the total amount of bleed damage. So 5-second bleed actually is better than a aggravated 1-second bleed. Those kind of thing is just like minor detail. Anyway, not really helping that much, to be honest. And then I tried the route of taking like attack damage, attack speed here. It doesn't work out that well. So none of it actually seems to work out that well. Everything is kind of like flattened at this point. The damage is not enough. I tried go deep into strength scaling, get a lot of strength, had a lot of strength here. Doesn't work either. So it just falling off in terms of damage. There is one particular item that is really strong in the end game. I do believe I do have it here. Let me just try to find it. Okay, Path of Exile trait, and we are going for Deepest Tower. This one. So, Deepest Tower. This is a very, very strong helmet, I do believe. The price keep going up. The last time I checked, it is 5 divine, and it is not very long ago. It is like less than 1 hour earlier. This thing is pretty damn insane. Enemies in your present count as being on low life. This is very, very good. The reason why it is very good is if you have your enemies constantly on low life, you can benefit from, first of all, the execute. This is a very strong support gem if the enemies is always on low life. Let me find it here. Execute 50% more. This is the biggest multiplier you can have ever. And then you can benefit from nodes like this one. This 3 nodes is like 180% increased damage. Insane. Pretty damn insane. So you can potentially gain a bunch of damage with the investment in gear, obviously. But obviously I am like absolutely broke right now. I don't have any currency as I don't even finish the campaign, and I keep spending a little bit here and there to test out new things, basically. So yeah, that is going to be a long way to solve. So what is the solution? Well, I think I will try to see if there is another kind of setup that I can potentially use. But I think I have tested out enough spear skill. So spear is a new weapon, new, shiny, cool. None of these seems to be good enough that is like really appealing to me personally. So maybe I will move on to something else. To be honest, I think the most interesting skill for me personally is Spear Field. I really enjoyed playing with Spear Field. I think I will probably try it for the last time and see if I can like make something fun with it. Maybe do like knockback shenanigan to push if the enemy just like run into one spear, it got the explosion. It pushed the enemy to another spear, and so potentially we can do this because a lot of the bosses in the game actually are very fat, so they will get hit by multiple spears. So yeah, those kind of things can be fun to experiment. So I think I will try out spear field, as right now I am having a pretty good spear, so I want to take the opportunity to use multiple spear skill, and so I have no regret if later I want to look back. So yeah, probably this is the end of the journey for the Rage Stomper. Maybe if I really want to, I will still keep those gems and the same setup and try to see if it actually, I will try to push it through to the actual end campaign boss, not end game, but end of the campaign. So Doriani, but I think for bosses like Doriani, it's actually the place to use Spearfield. I think Spearfield would just absolutely annihilate the Doriani. So let's see what we can do. This is the final update for the Stomp, Rick Stomp, unless there is a really new cool tech that actually can save this build. So sorry if you have high hope for this setup, but hey, we are in a very rough time in PoE. I think there are not a lot of people, not a lot of builds out there are actually have a good time. Maybe as far as I've seen, so there is the lightning javelin, which actually is very good. But the thing that carried that lightning javelin is not the javelin. It is actually the interaction between the javelin and the volt support. So the volt support is the thing that kind of carries. And to be honest, I don't really think that particular build even have that good of a single target. So yeah, it's just very insane clear as per normal like insane number of projectile builds. And the other ones is really strong. Just numerically is the ballista, but I don't really enjoy the totem playstyle. So yeah. Let me see. Let me try to find if there's anything cool that we can do. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you do enjoy. I hope that the Rick Stomper has helped you through the campaign, or at least a big portion of the campaign, and I hope you do have a good time with it before. So yeah, stay tuned for more content in POE2. I am not giving up on the game, but it is rough. It is rough. I really hate to be like very negative here, but yeah, it is no. It's just a fact that most of us does not feel that good about the game at the moment. So yeah, yikes. Maybe I'll try shield skill as well. And oh, by the way, I also talked about Thorn build before the patch hit. And apparently Matho is trying out Thorn build, so that is cool to watch. So I will watch. I'll see what Matho comes up, and maybe we can learn something there. Thorn is pretty cool. I really like the concept of Thorn. Zero button potential. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. And if you do, please leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.